Good evening, everybody. Hope all of you had a great weekend. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been busy the entire week, so now I'm back. So I'll try to do YouTube video like every couple of days or so. I'm also working full time currently, so I haven't really been keeping up. Well, I've been keeping up the news, but I haven't been creating any YouTube videos or sharing any updates regarding about manga or gaming especially. So I also noticed that I haven't covered much gaming news, but I decided to get back into it and cover mostly about Nintendo games or so. So as you all know, like Legends Arceus had released last week, and that's been insanely popular. I do highly recommend you get it, and or check it out. It is a vastly different experience compared to the previous entries as well. So it's a huge departure from Sword and Shield, especially. And as you know, like Sword and Shield has been sharply divided amongst Pokemon fans. It received a lot of you can say a lot of hate, and in fact some fans went on to say it's the worst Pokemon game that's ever released or the worst generation. But unfortunately, that's not what the sales numbers say. In fact, it actually had surpassed Gold and Silver to become the second best selling Pokemon game of all time, according to Nintendo Life and according to a lot of other sources. And I believe there are several factors as to why. Why is it that the worst rated Pokemon game, according to some Pokemon fans, is now the second best selling game. So one of the reasons is that it's the first Pokemon game to be released on a home console. As you can see, basically all the other games with the exception of Sword and Shield, have been released on either a handheld consoles such as Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo 3DS. And once 3DS was discontinued, you know, basically all you have left is a Switch, and Switch is basically the perfect hybrid. And as we all know, with the recent Switch sales, the Nintendo Switch is the best-selling home console that Nintendo's ever produced. So it's like sold over 103 million units, and on top of that, with the big series like Pokemon, people wanted a vastly different experience. Like you had the 3D environments, and yes, I can understand there's some criticism, such as the story, the graphics, and felt parts of it felt unfinished. I can understand that. In fact, but the thing is, it's for an older generation fan of my or somebody who's been on and off of the series. Pokemon Sword and Shield is what got me back in the series. And especially, I can understand like people who played Gen 1 and 2 and then just dropped it off the map and they wanted to get back in the series, so they probably just purchased Sword and Shield. And also because they wanted a different experience, and it felt nice playing it on the TV, especially because I mean I'm a big fan of playing games on the TV because especially when you have an HD TV and all, it looks nice. So so basically, now there's some rumors, like some people think it might surpass red, green, and blue. I highly doubt that because you need to sell these 8 million copies of the game, and I just see like since this game has been sharply criticized, that I just don't think there's going to be much momentum, especially if Gen 9 comes out next year. Yeah, the momentum's going to fade over time. So, what I can see happening is with Legends Arceus that it's going to surpass Sword and Shield because I believe that according to this article, it says Legends Arceus sold over 6.5 million copies around the globe in its first week alone. In its first week, and word of word of mouth has been overall positive, overwhelmingly positive. In fact, people who've been disappointed for the Pokemon game since Gen 6 are actually very impressed with the series itself, with this game itself, and they're saying that this is the experience that they need. Now, I've been playing that game, and I can tell you this, it is vastly different from every other Pokemon game that I played. I mean, there's no it's more of an exploration based, and sure, the only downside is just the graphics itself. So if Game Freak can polish the graphics in the next installment, then then the Pokemon franchise has got its mojo back. And I'm not saying Sword and Shield is a bad game itself. I mean, it's all right. I would give it a 7 out of 10 in my opinion because it's what got me back into the Pokemon series. And I had some fun with it. It was a nice light-hearted game as well. So I do recommend you check it out. Now, keep your expectations low. That's what I did based on reading the reviews. When I kept my expectations low with these things, you tend to enjoy the game a bit more. But I can understand. But other than that, I mean, other than that, let's look at the sales. Like the new entry, Billion Diamond Shine Pearl, for a remake, 13.9 million units. You know that's pretty impressive itself. Although, I Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl, it leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, especially when you compare it to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I mean, if Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl actually incorporate the platinum elements, I think people would be more receptive to the game. I also had a fun time playing the game too. I mean, I haven't finished Diamond back in the day, and I actually liked Diamond because it had a different feel. It felt like for some reason, it just felt like a bit more serious feel, especially when you had to fight Team Galactic and all. So I actually liked that installment. So it was nice to actually finally finish the game itself and fight Cynthia for the first time. Wow. But getting back to Sword and Shield. I mean, I say like one of the reasons I gave it a 7 out of 10 was because like I actually like the Dynamax battles, such as the Max Raid battles. I thought those were pretty cool, something unique. I like the wild area, especially like how the region Galar region was modeled after England. Actually, my father grew up in England, and so it's nice seeing some aesthetics. Now the downside was I just found that game a bit too easy. I mean, I just finished that game in 3 weeks or less than 3 weeks, and that's it. You know, do the gym badges, catch. Since I got Sword, I caught Sakian as well as the trainer cards, and that's it. Other than that, like the story wasn't great. I didn't make much sense. I could have been a lot more polished, and you could tell parts of the game was rushed. But other than that, I mean, I can't say I completely hate the game. It's not the worst game in the world, but certainly not the best. So, I mean, if you want the worst game in the world, just play Sonic 06 because that thing has so many glitches. But other than that, I mean, other than that, it just seems that whatever Pokemon game gets released on Switch, it's going to be like it's going to surpass all these records, like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, surpass Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's going to surpass. I wouldn't be surprised if it surpasses Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and becomes the best-selling remake. Trust me, it looks like it's about to happen. And with Pokemon Legends Arceus, I can see it definitely overtaking Sword and Shield. And if the momentum is still strong with this one, it could surpass Red, Green, and Blue. And that's a very tall order. But time can tell. Anyway, it's just the beginning of the year. Let's see what happens in the next few quarters to see where if Legends Arceus is on track. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, you guys. I apologize that I've been away for some time, but I hope all of you have a great day.